Greetings and welcome to the second sign. Today I've actually got a few views and a few people commenting saying, well, we'll look at the video. Actually, what's the best way of putting it? Promoting a medical procedure, for example. I made this video in... oh, hang on, let me just check. Yeah, I think our audio's playing back all right. I am wary, of course, that broadcasting footage from soap operas will get my can possibly get your live stream taken off for copyright infringement. If that happens, YouTube generally, as soon as you stop showing the copyrighted material, they'll continue the stream. So if we do cut out, hopefully we'll be back on within a couple of minutes once I stop playing. So yeah, with that in mind, I've covered soaps in a lot of the videos I've streamed, but as I said, one I did quite recently, 9 days ago apparently. Now when I put this video out, I was quite far behind with, you know, I'm not up, I haven't seen the latest episodes of Coronation Street, so when I made this I wasn't aware that they had already broadcast a follow-up episode on the 2nd of August where they were addressing, you know, they were carrying on, and they asked the advice of someone who is they're a paramedic actually, and Paul makes a point of asking her whether he's able to donate his corneas with his condition. She very reluctantly, you know, she sort of brushes it off and doesn't really want to address what he's saying. And the reason is because Paul, in his current situation, they tell us if you've got neurological disorders, you're unable to donate organs. That is how it that is the situation over there. So yeah, they eventually tell Paul this. Now my problem was that it was appearing that Coronation Street were giving people the idea that Paul, who was wanting to commit suicide, would then be able to donate his organs. And what the paramedic actually tells Paul is that you're not able to donate it for another person to have them. You couldn't save one life, but if you just donate your body to medical research, then you could save hundreds. So it's still, they're still suggesting organs can be taken, in which case that means Paul wouldn't, I don't think there's any reason why he wouldn't be able to go ahead with his plan. But later on in the episode, we do see that his mother, Bernie, she takes the tablets and does something that you're really not supposed to do. She washes them down the sink. Apparently, I remember hearing, I used to have to do this training for handling medication in an old job I did, and they told us a story about a hospital or a care home or a sort of place where they dealt with a lot of medication, managed to contaminate their local water supply by chucking tablets, but from the amount of tablets they chucked down their toilets. So yeah, don't follow Bernie. She's actually in this scene talking about she could she could sell the tablets that Paul was going to use to end his life. Yeah, they were going with an assisted suicide story. Paul's now not going to do that because he wants to donate his corneas for research. So he is still donating, but it's not going to be put into another person. Yeah, because my point was that once a body, once the human body, the heart stopped pumping, let's say you killed yourself, and God forbid, no one should ever be that ridiculous, but those in the situation Paul finds himself in, Corrie is suggesting that, that's an option. Terrible advice. Anyway, we we now don't have to worry about whether or not Paul whether or not Paul takes his life in that situation, because he's not expecting anyone to receive his corneas. So however, it almost seemed, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I watched back the scene and listened to the words of the paramedic. I wouldn't mind playing them, actually. And another thing I'd be interested to know is, in what condition must the human body be when your organs are taken for medical research? To be warning, this episode could be a bit of a gut wrencher. You might want a sick bucket on hand if you're easily if you come across queasy, then you might want your sick bucket on hand. So I did say in that video that we looked at from which I uploaded 9 days ago, I said at the end, if Corrie were to update the information, share new information, I would come back and follow up on it. And this is my follow-up to say that while Coronation Street didn't, of course, they, bear in mind, when soap operas cover things like organ donation, or in the case of the video we looked at the beginning of the stream, let's see if I can find it again, genital mutilation, they have to make sure that they're correctly informing their audience and let people know the reality of donating organs, what it means for your chances of survival. Let's say you get taken into a hospital and you're unconscious. God forbid a medical practitioner should make the mistake of diagnosing you brain dead, because once they do that, then they're coming for your organs if you are a donor. And now another thing actually that came up in some of those episodes, I want to find the audio for some of it actually. I'm not going to show the footage because I do think that would have this stream taken down, but I am going to just play a line or two from Corrie. Hang on. Yep, make sure you'll be able to hear it as well. I'm trusting you will. Right. Originally in Coronation Street, when the subject of organ donation came up, Billy made a comment about saying, "Oh, do you want me to opt you back in?" Like Paul at some point in his life had decided to opt out of having organ, being a donor. The paramedic also makes a comment on so many people opt out of donating organs, so she congratulated Paul, even though he wasn't a worthy candidate for donating to another person. Right. Yeah, we might hear a bit of Corrie audio in a sec. I hope you do, and otherwise my stream isn't working. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll bring back up what we were watching. Whilst we play the audio, it shouldn't sync up. You never know, by some weird coincidence it could end up syncing up. Right, I'll try and find the particular part. Yeah, hopefully this won't get taken down for copyright. but you never know. Okay, Billy and Paul discussing donations. I think, right, let's hope we're at the right place.
It's not the biscuits. Is it your back?
Okay.
Yeah, touch base so the bishop can salve his... No. Well, I'll do it by phone then.
I think this is... Okay, this isn't the correct part. Later on, Paul, who left a comment, you know, giving me their thoughts on whether Corrie were misinforming their audience. Most people, having seen probably a few more episodes than I had managed to see at this point, were aware that Paul no longer wanted to go ahead with the assisted suicide. The guy's got, if you're not familiar with the soap, he has got motor neuron disease and is slowly dying in front of everyone. And he wanted the easy way out, which, according to soaps, every person with a terminal illness considers that option.
What's that shirt, cock?
This is when Mum comes in.
Qualify for what?
Donating organs.
My eyes are fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose we could donate your corneas.
Would you mind? A talk like that goes right through me. You know, the eyes.
Okay, and here we've got Bernie being a person who is anti... Well, she's not... She doesn't come right out and say she's anti-organ donation, but yeah, I would say she would be considered more on my side of the fence, although she does later on congratulate her son for not being more wonderful because he's agreed not to commit suicide and instead donate his body to research.
The eyes turn my stomach. And I get them, because I've got them, fair play, but the thought of someone donating their eyes now, it freaks me out, man.
I think it's a fairly redundant...
Yeah, they do so much worse than that, taking people's eyes, whether you consider that good or bad. I'm sure if someone is able to see again because of it, then yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't consider... That is something I really wanted Coronation Street to tell their audience, and is how I consider them misinforming them. First of all, even suggesting that a suicide victim could donate organs. But yeah, as we then see in a follow-up episode, which we'll watch in... yeah, I'm hoping you are hearing that audio. I'm fairly confident you are. Let me just check my monitor. Right. I hope you can hear the audio. Right, here's the next video then, where we follow up with Paul talking to his mum, and she ends up flushing away the tablets down the sink, which, as I say, not a good thing to do because you will contaminate your local water supply if you chuck too much stuff down there. Okay, I'm scrolling through the episode. I mean, there's the bit where he asks his friend. Okay, we'll play this now, where he asks... This is a paramedic he's now talking to.
Just really? You don't think they're too much?
Right, this is
Oh my god, because it took me 20 minutes to get on.
two young women discussing clothes.
Hi, Benny.
Right, this is where it comes up. Once his mum walks in the room.
Makeover.
Right, that's it. I'm definitely changing.
Oh. You right, son?
He completely ignores his mum, by the way. I suppose I could put the screen on for a second. And
Asher, do you know if I can donate my corneas?
Yeah, Ash has now become very uncomfortable at this line of questioning. She knows it's not something he can do. And she later on has a discussion with her friend and tells her, look, Paul was asking about... Where is she? Yeah, she was saying Paul was asking about organs. There's no way he can donate. They do tell us that. Maybe we can find that clip a second. Right. Okay, yeah, another lovely storyline going on is a man forced his pregnant, I don't know, bit on the side, however he refers to her. He's got a young woman pregnant and he gives her this potion that makes her give birth prematurely to this baby, but another lovely story.
You okay?
Right. This is where they have to tell Paul. Alright, I'm going to bring up the display for a second so you can see it as well. This is the bit where they have to have the uncomfortable talk with Paul that, Paul, of course you can't donate your organs. You're seriously unwell. Oh, I can't.
Only me.
I can't play it really. Right, where are we?
Girls, can you give us a minute, please?
Oh, okay. Perhaps that's a different part of the thing. Right, we'll get rid of the screen. I don't want to push it. You'll have to make do with slightly paused, delayed footage, and hopefully it will line up okay.
And I love you too, baby boy. But all this talk of donating your organs, well...
Okay, at this point, it's Paul's mother lecturing him, telling her how not good an idea it is. Hang on, have we heard from... I'm not sure if we've heard Asha tell Paul her verdict. Because they were both sat there looking very uncomfortable. Perhaps I missed a bit. I don't think so, but... Right, do they ever come back in? Right, here we go. Perhaps this is it.
You okay?
Right.
Only me.
At the minute we've...
Potentially. Even though...
Here we've got where Paul, the terminally ill guy, they explain to him that he's not a good candidate for donating organs in the sense that someone might receive his eyes in future.
Crazy not to see that.
This is Kevin Webster talking at the
You're going
moment.
nowhere, son.
So even though you can't donate your corneas or organs to another person, you can donate them to MND research.
MMD research? That is, again, something this soap is pretty much, in my opinion, promoting. They're promoting Paul donating to research. Because if you can't give it to another human being, because we can't diagnose you as brain dead, then...
Potentially saving thousands of lives, not just one.
Yeah, you see, they give it a plug there, saving thousands of lives, not just one.
Men.
He took it well, and then they have a heart-to-heart about Paul going to... Yeah, he's going to stay alive so he can... yeah, although that was something we were going to have a look at. So, right. How are organs taken for research? Okay, will they... How easy... Right, lab-grown organs, one organ at a time. Research has been making much progress. Yeah, like we were saying, if it makes you feel queasy, just the thought of your eyes being taken, then yeah, then watch our Sunday evening live streams where we listen to how the person, I think they've been branded the father of vaccinations, or they're very heavily invested into the vaccine industry. and they're questioned in court about some of their practices on how they developed these products. And yeah, taking someone's eyes is nothing compared to some of what goes on in the quest for a product that the pharmacy can sell to a hospital. But I'm unable to find any quick answer for whether you have to be, whether the blood still has to be pumped into organs for them to be taken for research, or whether they will take, because don't rule it out. The words that come up a lot are organ culture technology, and when they say culture, I wonder if they're on about growing their own organs. Like, when I ask the question on Bing, I'll show you the results I get. They don't seem to want, there's no clear answer. I suppose I could ask, Copilot. Alright. And then I'll stop him on that one. So this is a lovely sort of question. So if Copilot misinforms us, hopefully not, because otherwise, again, that could be another live stream that'll get taken down. How are human organs treated when taken for research? Consent. Before any organ is taken for research, informed consent must be obtained from the donor and their family. This ensures that they understand and agree to the use of the organs for research purposes. Organs are collected in a sterile environment, often during a surgical procedure or post-mortem, which would mean, I guess you can, for the purposes of research, they can take it from a dead body. Then I'm guessing that's saying this is done to prevent contamination and preserve the integrity of the tissue. Okay, a surgical procedure, meaning whilst you're still alive. Otherwise, it's a post-mortem, surely. Yes, so as soon as a person passes, they have to have those organs immediately, as it says, to prevent contamination and preserve the integrity of the tissue. Preservation. Once collected, they're preserved using various methods such as refrigeration or chemical preservation, and it can involve solutions like formalin or cryopreservation techniques. Is that when they freeze it in dry ice or something? Transport. Preserved organs are then transported to research facilities under controlled conditions to ensure they remain in good condition. In the lab, organs are used for various types of research. Okay, disposal. Right, so it didn't specifically go into... It said, by the look of it, a surgical procedure. This is something done on a living person, by the way. Surely. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, so to be fair to British soaps, it is something I do watch. I do enjoy watching British soap operas. Sad as that may sound. I do also like to call them out when they promote things which I think they shouldn't. Like, for example, EastEnders. I've called them out for doing product placement with things like the Spice Girls promoting their new tour that was coming up. They even dressed one of their family up as the Spice Girls to promote this reunion tour that they were doing. I think they were trying to suggest it was a British institution. They've also covered a woman having, a biological woman having what they would refer to as bottom surgery, because they've already had their breasts removed. And they've been obviously taking a lot of male hormones to build muscle, put hair on their face. But the final thing they need to do is a something that this soap is promoting, putting in the minds of their viewers, is that you should have your genitals enhanced, I guess you could say. Bottom surgery, I'm no expert on the subjects, but from what I can see, the only advantage you get with bottom surgery for a woman is that they can urinate standing up. And unfortunately, and fair play to Emmerdale when they covered this subject, is that they did. Hang on, let's bring some audio up a minute. Make sure you'll be able to hear it. They do go into telling us that the recovery time for such an operation, you know, you don't have your urethra extended and then think that you're going to walk away from that operation. No, you probably don't walk for months. And they do, EastEnders do, Emmerdale do cover that. Oh, that's loud. Hang on. Why is that so loud?
Yeah, just before I started testosterone.
And you've also undergone top surgery?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Apologies for the awful noise. That's absolutely piercing my end. Hopefully it's a bit more manageable where if you're listening to it. Right. Okay.
How have you been since the operation?
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
This guy,
Brilliant, how?
after having his breast removed, is now brilliant. Taking a healthy organ off of a human body, no problem. You'll feel brilliant.
Like I can stand up straight now, no more hunching over to hide anything. Mum was just saying actually how confident I seem since, much happier.
This soap opera is promoting the practice of, genital mutilation. If it was being done in Africa, then we would say that it's part of a backward religion. But when it's being done because you believe you're in a religion, that you have an option on how you're, on your gender. It's a belief, of course. It's all up in your head. It only exists in your head, is what we're told about one's gender, and that is why you would ever consider a practice like this. But fair play to Emmerdale in that they did tell us that, recovery time.
Was your mum with you through your first operation?
No, she wasn't.
She was a huge part of my recovery, still now. She's my biggest support.
This is Moira. She's not a very nice woman, by the way.
That's really great, Matty. Will she be around if you go ahead with the lower surgeries?
Absolutely. Yeah, she will.
Is Mum your main support?
Yeah.
Do you have a partner?
Oh yeah, Amy, my
isn't the
girlfriend.
Have you
This isn't the part I actually want to hear. I want them to talk about. They could bring it up anytime. Hang on.
discussed the possibility of lower surgery with Amy?
No, not yet. I mean, I didn't want to get her hopes up. Not until I knew I was on the list. She'll be dead chuffed if I get the surgery. I mean, what would it mean to her, to both of us?
And what does it mean to you, Matty?
Right, I'm going to skip this bit.
I don't want to be with my girlfriend,
That timeline.
But on average, what's the wait time?
Don't hold me to it, but at least a year.
Poor Matty has to wait a year to have his genitals mutilated.
Closer to 2.
What, that long?
I'm afraid so. And just to be really clear, these procedures involve a lot of complicated and invasive surgery.
Yeah, this is where you could at least say, where Coronation Street avoided saying, oh, bear in mind if you're going to donate organs for the purpose of other people receiving them, you still have to be alive when they take them. Coronation Street didn't even utter those words. It was not part of the program. At least Emmerdale, when they promoted bottom surgery, they did at least give us this bit.
And a lot of recovery. You will be out of commission for a very long time.
A very long time. What do you think that means? 6 months? A year? You do not walk away from these operations a better person. And for what? So he can... They asked how he benefited from top surgery, and he said, well, I can stand up straight now. Yeah, you're about to be crouched over, huddled over in pain for months on end if you take this next option. And yeah, they at least tell us.
It'll be grueling. Yeah, I know what I'm letting myself in for, and it'll be worth the wait when I finally get there.
Finally get where? What, to stand up while you pee? Is that all you're doing it for? I don't know. It's one of those dangerous subjects that when soap operas such as Coronation Street approach them, they should be very careful, you know. Okay. Hopefully I have returned to this subject in a start bringing things to a close. What I do want to finally, just one last criticism of Corrie. But yeah, Paul is no longer going to kill himself. So whether Corrie now ever need to tell anyone that that you can't commit suicide and still donate organs, they'll never have to, because they're now saying that he's going to stay alive so he can donate them to charity. Because remember, it's almost like Paul knew that once the heart starts beating, your organs have to be taken quick, sharp. Okay. Yeah, that's where I'm going to bring things to a close this evening. Before we do, I would like to put a few names on the screen of people that have taken the time to find my work on other platforms, or in one way or another shown their support for me. There are some fairly easy ways that you can show your support if you've enjoyed this stream. If you want to hit the thumbs up button, subscribing and even sharing this video would be a huge compliment and would hopefully help more of my vids get slightly more than they do at the moment. Yeah, the glory years back in 2017 or 18 where you could get four figures, I guess you could say, on pretty much every upload. Yeah, YouTube changed, and they don't let people who put videos up. I'm not going there. My videos don't get many views because they're not very good. That's as good a reason as any to believe that I'm in any way censored is ridiculous. Okay, thanks ever so much for taking the time to be with us. I will be back Sunday, actually. Again, another medical subject on my channel. You can find a playlist of what we've been watching for the last load of Sunday evenings. Let me just find it. Yeah, if you go to live streams and hit, no, not live streams, playlists, you will see there is a Stanley Plotkin watch along. If you're interested in learning some stuff about the medical industry, pharmaceutical industry, then maybe, yeah, have a look. We're doing part 10 this coming Sunday, and it will be the last part of that. We've got about 15 minutes left before Stanley's finally released from the torture of being asked questions. At one point in the last part, 9, that we watched on Sunday, Stanley's legal counsel walks out. She said, "Look, I got another client, Stanley, sorry." And yeah, Aaron Siri, the counsel for the plaintiff, starts firing him with questions about how many aborted fetuses have you worked on? Did you take children? You know, did you experiment on kids from places under, like, all vulnerable people? You know, Stanley Plotkins. Any thought that he might be a nice person? You'll have to make your own mind up on that. Okay, we're gonna bring things to an end. Yeah, this line, I will change it eventually, but this line we hear at the beginning of our outro music is Stanley Plotkins talking about, talking about whether he's tested on children. Hang on, we'll play that one sec.
Have you ever used orphans to study an experimental vaccine?
Yes. Right, hopefully you can hear, hopefully you caught that. Yeah, that's the beginning of our outro music. So, right, have yourself a wonderful weekend. I always recommend people observe the Sabbath day. I don't think you'll ever regret it. I certainly recommend it. I couldn't recommend it strongly enough. That starts sundown tomorrow and ends sundown on Saturday. Best part of the week by far. Okay, thank you if you've taken the time to tune in, and hit the thumbs up button and shared, etc, etc. If you're watching this stream after we've gone live, then please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section if you've got any thoughts. I do hope to see you in there. Okay, have a wonderful weekend. Over and out. Good night.